At a busy train station, passengers board as the train arrives. It departs through a tunnel, and an announcement states the next station is closed and the train won't be stopping there. Among the passengers are Raymond, an uptight schoolteacher, Wilma, a flamboyant drag queen, with her friend Cleo, Elena, a timid nurse, Harold, a deranged old man, Finn, a rebellious student, and a couple, Gerald and Edith. A homeless man, Mossy, enters the train compartment, asking for money and explaining that he's been sleeping on the streets. Suddenly, the train lurches to a stop, causing Mossy to stumble and fall. The lights flicker before going out completely, plunging the compartment into darkness. Moments later, an announcement crackles through the speakers, informing passengers that the train has broken down and that the crew is working to resolve the issue. Harold switches on a torch and recounts a story about passengers trapped on a train for 2 weeks. Unable to be rescued by the authorities, they eventually turned on each other. Tensions rise as the group begins arguing. Suddenly, Elena screams, claiming someone tried to touch her. When the lights flicker back on, she realizes her purse is missing. Raymond suspects Mossy of being the thief and demands he empty his pockets, but Mossy refuses. Harold offers to show his bag, and when Raymond checks, he finds nothing. Gerard stands up, volunteering to be searched to prove his innocence, then asks his wife, Edith, to do the same. Raymond then turns back to Mossy, stating that honest people have nothing to hide. Mossy allows Raymond to check his pockets. Raymond searches him thoroughly but finds nothing. Mossy then suggests informing the driver about the incident. Cleo proposes that they should also check Raymond's pockets. Raymond complies, showing them his pockets. Finn then asks about his profession, and Raymond reveals that he is a physics teacher. Finn accuses Raymond of spying on them and claims he has been secretly writing coded notes. He grabs Raymond's paper and demands an explanation. Raymond insists it's just a puzzle he's been trying to solve. Finn remains skeptical, arguing that Raymond is collecting data for them and points at the security camera. Harold then jumps in, claiming it's aliens and that they have experimented on him. Raymond asks Finn if he can check his bag for the missing purse. Finn refuses, stating it's his private property. Elena, feeling guilty, apologizes to everyone, saying she didn't mean to cause such an uproar. Edith reassures her, saying it's not her fault and that the police will handle it. Raymond, still suspicious, insists that Finn open his bag, pointing out that Finn was the closest to Elena when the incident occurred. Finn snaps at Raymond, telling him to back off. Edith suggests they take a vote to gauge the general feeling. She asks Finn for his name, but he refuses to share it. One by one, the others introduce themselves, but Finn remains silent. Cleo defends him, saying he doesn't have to reveal his name to anyone. Determined, Raymond takes a vote, asking who believes he should not look inside Finn's bag. Cleo raises her hand in opposition. Edith starts to raise hers, only for Gerald to lower it. As the vote concludes, Raymond suddenly snatches Finn's bag. Finn lunges to take it back, and in the struggle, Raymond grabs him by the throat, choking him. Just then, Mossy returns to the compartment. An announcement comes over the speakers, stating that authorities have been informed about the incident. Raymond reluctantly releases Finn and sinks back into his seat. Elena asks Mossy what the driver said, and he informs her that a replacement service is on the way. She strikes up a conversation about his situation. Mossy explains that most people don't want to believe him, because they will have to choose whether to be kind or not, so they assume that he's trying to con them. Elena responds thoughtfully, saying that at the hospital, she sees the opposite. People want to believe, but they struggle to accept the truth. Edith tells Gerald she thinks Raymond is a bully, but Gerald dismisses it, telling her to let it go. She looks at him in disbelief, reminding him that he wasn't always like this. Back at work, whenever trouble arose, Gerald was always the first to lead his team out on strike. The compartment falls into silence as everyone sits quietly in their seats. Suddenly, Raymond stands up and demands to know where Finn is going. Mossy steps in to defend Finn, but Raymond dismisses him, calling him a thief. Finn, Mossy, and Cleo stand together against Raymond. Unfazed, Raymond insists there are still more people on his side. Edith rises from her seat and joins the others, declaring that Raymond is a bully. Finn suggests another vote, this time on who wants to see inside his bag. Raymond raises his hand, followed by Gerald. Raymond turns to Elena, who hesitates before raising her hand. Harold joins in, followed by Wilma. Just as tensions rise, the train suddenly jerks forward, resuming its journey. Harold stands up, chanting, "The evil will inherit the earth, and the righteous will be killed," over and over again. Finn grabs his bag and tosses it to Raymond, telling him to look inside. Raymond opens it and pulls out a breathing mask. Raymond looks at Finn, who has already secured the mask over his face. The train pulls into the next station, where identical clones of Edith, Cleo, and Mossy stand waiting on the platform. Finn urgently tells the others to put on their masks. Gerald refuses, insisting that he and Harold don't need them. Suddenly, gas begins seeping in through the vents. Mossy, Cleo, and Edith scream in agony as the others watch in horror. One by one, they lose consciousness. Finn turns to Elena, apologizes, and returns her purse. He explains that these incidents are orchestrated periodically to remove disruptors, those who question the status quo. Their clones, who will never challenge authority, will take their place. Finn hands them a device, asking them to sign a waiver agreeing that the incident never happened. They step off the train at the station as 3 men in suits arrive to remove the unconscious bodies. The episode ends with Elena looking terrified as she sits inside the train, as the train departs the station. Like, and subscribe the channel, for more videos like these.